Welcome back to 12volt.com. We're here in the Memphis booth with Tanner Faust and Steph Papadakis. They're AEM Memphis race team members, both competing in Formula Drift and the D1 series. Guys, welcome to CES. So, Steph, you were the first member of the Memphis AEM race team, and Tanner, you came on this year. What do you guys think so far, man? Memphis treating you guys right?
Oh, great. I mean, it's really nice that we have sponsors that, that make such a good product and that really support us in our racing. We do everything from, they do car shows and go out to the events, and it's a really great partnership.
Fantastic. And you, Tanner?
Yeah, I mean, Memphis Car Audio's, they've been involved in racing for years with Stefan, for I think 7 years with Stefan, and involved in other cutting-edge sports, and the fact that they kind of committed to drifting early on when drifting was just getting started in the States, and hopefully it's paying off for them as they're part of drifting as it's exploding in the U.S., and they're a great partner to have.
Absolutely. I know that we were really happy to see that Memphis M on the side of two Formula D cars. It's really good to see. Talk about a little bit about the season. We just wrapped up the Formula D season and then the D1 Challenge. What do you guys think about the season so far from last year? Steph?
More people. Every event, we've had more spectators. The competition has definitely gotten raised a bar or so. And each of the racetracks or places that we go do the drift events are just, it's epic. I mean, it's such good competition, such a good show, and it's really cool how so many people are into it right now.
Absolutely. We've seen some really exciting stuff happening, especially with Formula D. Now with the signing on of ESPN2 as a television partner. Tanner, what do you think that's going to bring to the sport of drifting?
Well, drifting's it's a pretty addicting thing to watch, I think. And the people that come to the events and the people that have seen it on TV, once you start seeing these cars slide around and within inches of each other on the verge of crashing all the time, you just can't stop watching it. And with the partnership with ESPN2 means that now it's going to be in a place where more people can kind of get addicted to it like that. And I think it's really going to just add to the explosive nature of the sport that we've seen to this point, and hopefully will continue to grow for years to come.
Absolutely. ESPN2 did some exciting things for the extreme sports in general, bringing out the X Games early on, and that's, of course, gone on to be picked up by major networks and become a huge hit. Speaking of X Games, had a little part in that this year, didn't you?
Yeah, this year for me has been a crazy 2006. Just from Stefan building a brand new Z and winning the second event that it ever competed in, and being competitive in a new car in drifting, to taking rally into the X Games and teaming up with one of my driving heroes, Colin McRae, and one of my personality heroes, Travis Pastrana, and Ken Block as well from DC Shoes, and competing in the X Games is an amazing experience, and one that I hope to do again for 2007 in the summer, and hopefully also in the winter X Games.
Fantastic. And speaking of that 350Z, you guys did a really good job on that. 350 hasn't been known as a super competitive, platform. People have a lot of trouble with them. Tell us, what was the secret, man? What was the secret to getting that thing dialed in?
The secret is just really having a relationship with feedback from Tanner, driving it and telling us what he wants out of the car, and really has a lot of input of what to actually do to the car. And with our experiences at AEM, building race cars we did drag racing for years. We've been working on cars for years. We know where to get stuff done. We know how to make custom parts if we need to. And really just has to do with feedback from the driver. And Z is actually a really good platform. Turbocharged engine, we make over 500 horsepower with it. Very reliable, no problems this whole year. The suspension that we work with Takiko on that end, and we work with their engineers actually too. We tell them what we're looking for out of the car, and then suit Tanner's driving style.
That's fantastic. Been making horsepower for a lot of years now, man. It's good to see that kind of expertise coming into the drifting area as well. So, Memphis, AEM, good partnership for both of you guys. Good to see you here at CES. What do you think of the show, man? This is pretty crazy stuff out here.
This is ridiculous. You cruise around SEMA and you're like, wow, you could be here for 7 days and maybe see half of it. This is crazy. You go to the hotel to try to get something to eat because there's so many people here, and in the hotel there are booths set up in the lobby. I mean, it's absolutely filled this place up. and you could geek out for weeks here. I think just cruising around, checking out the cool electronic stuff, and of course you got Asimo.
Asimo.
Yeah,
Robots walking around.
they're right across from the Osimo booth. We had a little piece of him yesterday, man. That's some crazy stuff. So, Steph, what do you think? What's the one, if you could go into any of these booths and pick a product out, man? What's the one thing that you'd be taking home with you from the CES show this year?
Well, I've already got my Memphis gear, so I'm not too worried about that. But after going around, I'd probably need the 108-inch plasma screen. I'd probably go for. But after I got that, I need to get a new place to live because it wouldn't fit in there. So I need a different house too.
And you?
You know, I guess I'm a little more subtle than Stefan because I was thinking the 103 would be good enough for me, and so that's probably what I would take out of here.
Yeah, less is more sometimes. Yeah, 103 versus the 108. Yeah, it definitely is a bigger is better kind of year here at CES, and we're really excited to see you guys back on it for next season, Formula D. What's the first event, guys?
First event is a D1 event out in Los Angeles at Irwindale in March, and then the Formula Drift season gets kicked off at Long Beach in April. And that's really, really bitchin' because we're on the Long Beach streets and it's part of the course that they use for the Long Beach Grand Prix. So we start there and 7 events through the whole year, and it's epic.
Fantastic. Yeah, I had a chance to ride with you actually at Long Beach. That last hairpin looks like it's about the size of a dime, and I really thought I was going to die for a minute. But managed to keep me alive. So you looking forward to Long Beach?
Yeah, that's a strange track, as Stefan said. I mean, it's actually on street, so it's not the smoothest track. And because it's a street course, there's no run out. It's just concrete to concrete. And so basically, you have clipping points that you have to be within a few inches of on the front bumper and the back bumper. And both of those clipping points are made of concrete, and it doesn't move. So it's a pretty sketchy place, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a valley of destruction down there, man. There was a lot of crunched up cars last year, and we're really looking forward to that. Some new courses on the schedule this year. What are you guys looking forward to as far as the new courses?
One of the new courses is in Virginia. And what's cool about this one is it's a portion of a road course, like a Grand Prix type course. So those are really fun because there's rumble strips that you can run up on, and they tend to be a little bit more open and a little bit higher speed. And that's really fun when it's a high-speed track like that.
And that's the Summit Point event, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Summit Point. It's a track I've raced at, and it's awfully nice, as Stefan said, to be on the racetracks because the surface is smooth and there's safe events. A new event for this year, for 2006, that I really enjoyed, that I'm looking forward to again in 2007, is Seattle. And I think we had probably the biggest crowd response of the season in Seattle, and the track is one of the fastest with like an 80 some odd mile an hour first turn. So it's I like the high speed stuff, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, the high speed stuff is definitely exciting, and the crowd just went nuts over it, man. There's no doubt. And Seattle is definitely a stronghold for drifting. I think the Pacific Northwest is a stronghold for drifting. Man, I'm personally looking forward to going back to Atlanta. That's my favorite course. I love the elevation changes, the way you guys' cars look coming in and out of there. And you're sticking with the S2K?
Yeah, I'm going to drive the S2000 again this whole year, and it's a great car, and we've had great luck with it, and I'm going to continue to try to do better and better each year.
Fantastic. And Tanner, back in the 350?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a gamble coming out with a brand new car. We were expecting that from both Samuel and Reese, and they, I think, will next year have those cars out. So now we've got a year of development in RZ, and so I think it can only get better from here.
I think you're being modest. I think you got a real good shot at the championship next year. Of course, staying in the same platform. I mean, those guys are going into new vehicles. It's going to be tough for them to get competitive really quickly. So I think you got a real good shot at it. So John Lomax here with Tanner Faust and Steph Papadakis, and we're in the Memphis booth, CES 2007.